And it's been a while. I had this Q&A going on my channel a while back, so I wanted to just see what you guys have been asking and I can answer those questions. And this is the video. So let's see, who's this guy here? Who's this handsome guy right here? So let's go through some of the questions as we are here together. First up, and I'm not sure if I'll go through all of them, but let's just see what's up here. What's the best newer fragrance that you've smelled and or purchased this year? What was it? I think I do have to say I really like. Maybe I'm biased. Obviously, I'm biased. Everybody's biased. I do like Blue Agave by Richard Arpon. His brand is called Precious Liquid, and this is a delicious fresh smell. This is the only one that I would ever recommend as a gym scent, and I'll make a video about it. So stay tuned for that. I'll make a video on before you buy this baby. What do we have here? Likewise, have you encountered any humorous or embarrassing reaction to the scents worn by others? Not really. I mean, sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just think it's overdone. I do actually not lie. I do have to say that my wife and I actually really didn't like that much fragrances around for a while. Sometimes I feel like you can overdo it and it just feels like you're overdressed, but that's nothing huge. So, yeah, no good answer for this. Let's go. Have you considered giving the people longer form videos on fragrance and niche oriented stuff? I did in the past. Actually, I did have a podcast that you can see here on the channel. I also made longer form content that was a little bit more documentary style. Right now, I'm just focusing on giving you my thoughts on the fragrances that I have as I'm listing them on eBay. So I thought it might be a good opportunity to just get into this and get through the pack. Not sure if I'll do more longer content video because I'm working on other things and it does take a lot of time. And I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of the videos, or pretty much entirely all of the videos that I've done recently, are no edit, straight to the camera. Let's see. Hope it's to ask something a bit different. Okay. Let's say you come home and catch a whiff of a funny smell. How would you react? Well, and whether or not I would investigate and it gets worse. I do remember actually, when you own a house, sometimes you do have some funky smells and you're wondering, okay, what is that? Recently, I can remember with a neighbor, actually, I smelled that there's propane going out of the gas tank at his grill, so we turned that off. So your nose is generally an alert system, and it's really helpful for that when you're actively using it. Otherwise, you're using it passively more than you know. Same question here. Outside of fragrances, what's the worst smell you've experienced? Are there any weird smells you really like? Weird smell. I guess some people would say that oud smells weird. But what's the worst smell you've experienced? I think it's probably when I was spearfishing. I gutted a fish or an octopus, and I left the inners, the organs, in a trash bag, and that trash bag was in the sun for a few days. That was back in Hawaii, and oh my god, that was probably the worst thing. Other than that, I actually did my bachelor thesis on biogas in the Polish market. So that's basically how you make energy from cow shit and chicken shit. And so I had my fair share of experience with that smelly topic. Can you recommend some really good designer fragrances available in Douglas Muller that you're a really big fan of, but Jeremy isn't? I don't know Jeremy's. I guess, he has this top 10 list, so you kind of know what he likes. I can't tell you right now. I'm not buying too many fragrances because I do have so many, so I don't even know what I would tell you. Designer fragrances, there's a reason why some of the designer fragrances that you always hear about, they're always in the top 10 list because that's what people like and that's what people get compliments for, and that's why they buy it essentially. So the question boils down to, what does Jeremy not like? And I honestly have no idea what he likes, what he doesn't like. That's Jeremy. Are there any fragrances or fragrance notes which negatively affect you? No, not really. Well, make you sneeze or tickle your nose. First thing that I remember in that regard is pepper, but actual pepper. When you sprinkle it on something and you get a whiff of that, that type of pepper makes you sneeze, me sneeze, but never happened with a peppery fragrance. So there's a difference in composition there, I guess. It'd be nice to know a bit more about them and your life outside of fragrance. Well, my life outside of fragrance, I'm almost 40 years old, live in Florida, born in Poland, raised in Germany, lived in Hawaii for a little bit. I'm a dad, husband, and besides fragrance, I do a lot of things with AI. I am teaching people how to write books and how to make money while writing with AI. There's actually, you can see it here. I just started this community. You can see it here. It's called the Generative Storyteller Network. That's literally for people on who want to learn how to use generative AI to write books. I did write many books with it, and I was always a consultant. My other thing, so that's what I do for a living. I write with AI to make money. On the learning side of things, what I'm focusing on is really being able to buy a business and then turn it over and scale it. That's a huge topic that I can go into in a different video. But essentially, what you're doing is you're finding a retiring owner of a business that's been around for a long time, and then you come in and you try to fix it, try to make it more efficient, scale it, and then either sell it or keep it. So that's what I'm interested in outside of that. I also currently watch the show Billions on Apple, on Paramount. So that's the thing that I watch right now with my wife. Okay, who got first really into fragrances? Was it you or Jeremy that influenced you? Jeremy, 100%. I probably wore fragrances before he, but I never considered them to be anything other than an accessory. And then later on, I would never really make informed decisions. I would just ask Jeremy, what's the best fragrance that I can wear in this scenario? And that's essentially how we came up with the idea behind Fragrance One. In your opinion, which country has the best food? Korea, 100%. Love Korean food. I wish there was more Korean food here in where I am, in South Florida. Except in Miami, there is a lot of good Korean food there. Does Jeremy have long-term strategy for his company? I would say no. But that's my opinion. I don't know. Fragrance One seems to have reached critical mass at this point. No idea what that means. I was looking forward to Club, but I doubt it will ever get created. I don't know. Can't tell you, man. I wish I knew. Hey, man, could you share a fun and happy memory of you and Jeremy when you were kids? There was a lot, you know. I mean, I think I was recently interviewed by a newspaper from our hometown in Germany, and they were asking me how I would describe our childhood, and it was genuinely nice. It was a good time, I would say. I think we had a lot of fun, and as brothers, there was a lot of good times when watching movies together. We watched Dumb and Dumber probably 50 times together. I think the number two movie that we watched together was probably Kill Bill. And then in terms of video games, oh man, I remember we used to play all kinds of video games, especially Tekken. And he would actually usually kick my butt with Paul, and I would get Brian. And then over the years, it was kind of like a funny thing where we would meet and we would start playing Tekken. And on the last match, I whooped his ass, and that's that. However, in that memory, actually 2 days ago, I bought Tekken 8 on PlayStation 5. So I don't know if you guys are interested, but drop down your username below here on PlayStation Network. Maybe we can have some games together. I suck at it though. I'm not good at it, but it's still fun, and it definitely is a good memory for sure. For sure. All right. Can you bring back Fragrance One? Maybe rename it and make it half the price. You'll make more profit. Well, if you know a little bit about the history, that's basically what I recommended from the beginning. There's a lot of back and forth between Jeremy and me in terms of pricing, product market fit, and I think essentially that's why we separated ways. He knows what he's doing. It's he's happy, so it's good for him. But I would really like to maybe have like a love child type of company that it has a fragrance. I have a couple of names that I was tinkering around, and even scent profiles that I would talk to some perfumers about. We'll see, but I don't want to invest money up front just to have inventory. So I would have to see if there's like a minimum viable product that people are willing to buy, and then maybe I'll do it. Otherwise, I'll have to wait until I become a millionaire and I can just drop some money on it. Have you ever thought about making some fragrance challenge videos? Yes, I did. No, I won't. Not my thing. Mm, However, you should know that that was actually part of the secret sauce for Jeremy, which made him successful in that regard. Asking people on the street, how do you like the fragrance? What's the compliment factor here? You should read a book called Founder's Dilemma. There's a whole chapter on not going into business with family and friends. Yeah, that's the same discussion as is coffee good for you or is coffee bad for you? There's good stories, there's bad stories. I still believe that going into business with family, not with friends necessarily, but with family, there's something positive about it. And I think it can be done in a very, very good way. However, there are exceptions. Camille, I have an interesting question to you. Okay, let's see. What do you think about the current time? The modern society. I think that people nowadays are so conform, are following too much conformity, and don't really follow their heart. What are your thoughts on this topic? Love you. Thank you. Thanks for the love. I think I don't know why you would ask me, but if you want to get my scoop on it, if you do what everybody else does, you will get the results that everybody else gets, and therefore, it's worth to try something different. However, it's always good to have a little bit of a safety net, depending on what you're talking about. This can be applied in business, in personal life, but the principles are always the same. What is your faith? Belief? Well, I am Roman Catholic. Let me see. Here's my proof. Here's my Roman Catholic access card. Let's see. Hope you do something like this. Are there any fragrances that you smell everywhere? Has your nose improved since you first got into fragrances? My nose did improve for sure, and I feel definitely more comfortable talking about fragrances, not feeling like an imposter, because I just simply didn't have the need to smell fragrances in my career so far. But it's been fun so far, and I definitely noticed how the nose improves. So yes. Which fragrances do you believe are overrated, overused? Probably Aventus and Davidoff. I don't know. Spice Bomb too. But there's something about Spice Bomb though. The usual suspects. How are you two brothers raised in the same household? Obviously, my impressions are superficial one, but from whether I can, you are so different. Well, thank you. I am different. I am the older one. Therefore, I left the household for a good amount of time before Jeremy ever did. And I was living on my own for about a decade. And then I got married. I got kids now. I had a very different life than Jeremy. I had a lot of ups professionally before Jeremy and a lot of downs. But if you knew my life, we have very different lifestyles, and I can't complain from where I'm at. Obviously, I'm always striving to do more and be better. But yeah, I don't know. I can't tell you. I think we're both creatures of our experiences, and they shape us somehow. And maybe I just got lucky because I got to spend a decade in Hawaii, which is paradise And the other places are good too. They have something, and it's always the grass is not always greener on the other lawn. It's always greener where you actually take care of the grass, if you know what I mean. Does he have any aggression to grow the brand on YouTube back to viewer counts of old by putting in suit and talking to people again? Do you think? I don't even know. Sorry, red pill lady, la day. I don't understand your question. Does he do drugs? Does me do drugs? I used to. I used to take. I was shrooming out. I was. In fact, I. There was one time when I actually drugged my brother. I put some THC chocolate. I gave him some chocolate with weed in it, and he completely went nuts for like 8 hours or something like that. I was occasionally smoking a little bit and obviously drinking alcohol, but I scaled all that back ever since I became a dad. I don't even drink alcohol anymore, but that's more for fitness reasons. Um, and finally, how do you feel and what do you think about Jeremy promoting far right politicians? Where do you stand politically? I have no idea. Uh, I didn't know Jeremy is getting into politics. No idea what that means. I think in today's world, I don't even know. I'm not going to get into politics. I think it's ridiculous and it's just a way to distract you. So calm your horses there, buddy. I can assure you, Jeremy has no political opinion. But that's it, guys. I appreciate you being around here for that little Q&A. I hope it was interesting for you. If you're still here, thanks. Appreciate you even more. Yeah, it was fun. Let me know what you've been up to. Let me know if you want to play some Tekken on PlayStation Network. And my username is Banktank, BANCTANK. I think that's my name. I don't even know. Drop your names down below. I'll add you, and then we'll see if we can find each other. That's that. I appreciate you again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.